Welcome back, Santa Clarita. This is Gene Bleeker and Linda Richardson. We are the eyes, the ears, the voice of real estate here. And thank you again for being on the show.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you having me here.
Well, you know what? I like being the co-host.
Well, you do a good job.
You are the hostess with the mostest. I just have to say it.
I have a great guest.
All right.
Yep, top realtor.
Never heard of him.
Bob Haas.
Bobby the H.
Yeah, he's with us from Pinnacle. Hi, Bob.
Hi guys, how are you?
You don't mind that I call you Bobby the H.
You've been doing that for 10 years.
Okay, so as long as you know that.
Yeah, exactly. That's because you can't pronounce the last name, but that's okay.
Bobby the Haas?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right, so you put together some good Q&A for the man?
Well, I think we've got some good questions and some very important questions.
Absolutely.
How do you pick that listing agent?
You know, a lot of people, they go by, well, it's a relative or a friend of a friend or something like that. And what's really interesting is when you interview an agent, the best thing you need to do is you need to ask the tough questions. You need to see their marketing plan. How are they doing social media? Do they keep it up to date? Do they keep that in front of the clients? Because as social media goes on, it starts degrading down the page. So updating that. Networking. Do they network with other agents? That's real important. Internet marketing to other agents, emailing, open houses, that sort of thing. It's just real important. Print media, how is it delivered? That's the other thing. Is it just dropped on a doorstep or is it delivered in a mailbox? Photographs and video. I can't tell you how many agents we sit down and talk and have a cup of coffee and we find out they've taken out the cell phone and taken a picture from the car.
No.
You know, it looks terrible. Public descriptions, you know, great. You want to have the agent show you past listings. I can't tell you how many times we see a listing and it says, beautiful 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. Mm-hmm. That's it. Great,
That's it.
terrific. How about, you know, selling the property? Agent calls, how are they handled? You know, it's ridiculous when you're calling about a property, to show a property, an agent didn't call back for a day. So that's a real problem. The other thing is, how familiar is the agent with the competition? What's on the market?
That's it.
How the other properties show?
How do you pick that agent? What about agents that are out of the area?
Real
Very
big
nice
problem.
question.
Well, I'm glad you bring that up. That's one of my other questions. One of the other topics I want to cover.
All right. Tell us about that.
Well, you know, one of the things that we look at is, you know, agents don't like dealing with agents they're not familiar with. Mm-hmm. And that's a problem. They don't trust them. They can't get a hold of them. The agents don't know the area. And what's more, having your agent know other agents, networking with the other agents, real important.
Well, and values in the area. If they're out of the area, how do they know the value?
Well, the problem that you've got is a lot of the newer agents, as far as they're concerned, as far as running comps, they just run a CMA and that's it. Mm-hmm. For instance, my wife's a 18-year veteran senior appraiser. And so I always run comps and I have her run comps too. And I compare. So we know that there's not going to be any appraisal
Problems.
surprises coming up.
Right.
Bobby, can I interject
Yeah.
just for a quick minute? You mentioned CMA. I think some of our viewers might not know what that is.
Well, a comparative market analysis is done. Usually what happens is they go on the multiple listing system, they pull up local comps, and that's about it. They won't do any background search. I go on to an appraisal site to pull up title closes.
Gotcha.
So then I could cross-reference them by looking up particular properties there and looking at the MLS and see what that house was about. And I'm very active in the community, so I know most of the properties that have been on the market.
Exactly.
So when I sit down with a listing, I know what those other properties are.
And how important is it for a realtor to know about lending? I mean, I think they all kind of go together.
Well, knowing what a buyer can qualify for, mm-hmm. and knowing what programs are out there, that's a real big deal. That's a real big deal. Because you get an offer and you find out that really the lender did not really do a complete pre-approval. They just did a pre-qualification.
Right.
That's not going to fly.
Two different things.
Yep.
Well, I understand you've got a listing to tell us about.
Well, before I get into that, there's issues about the agents need to be able to locally network with other agents, mm-hmm. and that's real important because local agents that are active in network groups, guess what? They know where the buyers are because we all talk to each other. So we can reach out like I did this morning with Sherry Brown. I talked about one of my properties, and I know she has a buyer for it. So that's going to happen very quickly. So open and constant contact with the community is real important. Yeah, I have 2 other properties I want to talk about today. I've got a property that just came on the market, 647 Ron Ridge. It's a great 2,200 square foot property, 4 bedrooms, 3 full baths, 1 bedroom downstairs, which is real rare. No Melrose in this property, and the lowest HOA, $52 a month. And then I've got a back on market, which is 1,250 square foot, 22552 Paraguay Drive. Great property, ready to go. All the inspections are done. Unfortunately, the buyer maxed out the credit cards a week before close. So,
Not a good thing.
yep, happens.
Bobby, thank you for
Thanks,
being
guys.
you. You're awesome. We do have
Appreciate
to
it.
take another short break. We'll be right back.